Here we have two electric dirt bikes. On the left, a heavily modified Suron Light BX, and on the right, a Stark Varg. The Suron weighs 170 pounds, the Stark Varg weighs 260 pounds. The Suron has 47 horsepower, the Stark has 80 horsepower, and the one thing they have in common is they are both incredibly fast. And today we're going to see what they're like on a rocky Utah trail. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we took this Stark Varg to 104 miles an hour, did insane burnouts, and even beat a Tesla Model 3 Performance in a quarter-mile drag race. Now today, we put the dirt tires on it, and we're gonna take it on a high mountain trail ride and see how an 80 horsepower motocross bike does in the mountains. And to compare it, we're gonna put it against our fully modified new 80 volt upgraded Suron and see how a small bike compares to a big bike out on this rough, rocky Utah trails. Let's hit it. Here we go. Alex is starting on the Stark. I'm starting on the Suron, and we'll probably trade later. We're gonna do a long ride today. We're gonna try to drain this new huge 80 volt. We're not gonna drain that because this is gonna die first, but we're gonna see how far we can go in this mountain.
Okay guys, you are going to see my legitimate first impressions of this bike on a trail. I was the one that went 104 on the Supermotos, but I've literally not ridden this on a trail yet. We absolutely love this trail and love riding it on our smaller bikes. But this is the first big bike that we've been able to take on this trail. I've ridden 450s in the past and stuff, but I think this trail is going to be a perfect fit for this bike.
Oh boy, today is going to be dusty. It hasn't rained in Utah in a while, and you can tell it on the trails. So I think today's video is kind of interesting because a lot of people will always say they would take a Stark Varg over any other bike, no matter what kind of riding, just because it's the most powerful and, you know, the kind of the coolest, most expensive of any stock, you know, motocross bike. But I want you guys to comment below which you would rather have, this fully upgraded Suron or a Stark Varg for what we're doing today. And we're gonna give our opinions later in the video after we have a chance to really experience what the Stark is like and compare it to this Suron. But I think our thoughts might surprise you later. So drop a comment. We wanna know which you guys would rather have.
Okay, I've been riding this trail for only about a mile, and I'm starting to get used to the bike actually. It was really intimidating starting the trail because of how heavy this bike is and us being used to like a 160, 170 pound Suron. But once you're actually rolling and riding, there's not that much of a difference. This suspension is built and set up for a motocross track. That's just how they set it up. And it is very, very stiff on all these rocks and trails and stuff. So when I get back on the Suron, it's gonna be plush like crazy.
While I'm riding this Suron, I want to just talk about this new 80 volt battery really quick. So EBMX 80 volt 45 amp hour. My previous battery was the 72 volt 42 amp hour. So I have a significant amount more range because I have higher voltage and higher capacity.
I want to give a huge shout out to Warp 9 Racing. They're the guys that supplied us with this bike to borrow to do the top speed run with the Supermotos. They're the guys that supply these wheels, these super cool purple wheels.
While I'm riding this Suron, let's kind of give a little reminder of what this bike is. So it started life as a Suron Light B at about 125 to 130 pounds. It now has just insane modifications on it. Essentially the most powerful battery, most powerful motor, and most powerful controller on this bike that you can do on a Suron. Pushing like 47 horsepower at its max power output, which I am definitely not running right now. I do not need it in this scenario. This bike has done 96 miles an hour on the street. It's an absolute rocket ship. It also has upgraded larger 18-21 inch wheels, upgraded suspension, upgraded brakes, upgraded suspension components. They're pretty much, you can't get a nicer Suron build than this. So it's actually in a very similar price range to that Stark Varg. Stark is not more expensive than this bike, just to say the least, which is crazy.
Dude, this bike is huge.
Yeah, I bet it. Massive.
Yep, feels like it. When you're actually rolling, it's actually easy to handle and maneuver, but nothing compared to that. Check this out. Look how cool this bike looks. We're at our first stop, pretty high on the mountain. We can't even see the top where we're going. It's over a couple of mountains over there. Lance just took off.
What's up?
Bikes.
How's the Stark?
Dude, it's good. It's surprisingly good.
I'm like way excited to try it, like, cause we're 4.5 miles in. We've done 1,800 vertical feet of climbing, so we're just getting warmed up for today's ride. But I want to compare the small bike to the big bike.
Okay, Lance just jumped on the Varg. We're gonna get his first impressions.
This thing feels big, and the seat feels stiff as crap.
He has
so is the suspension.
never ridden this off-road like me.
Nope.
But
I've only ridden it a little bit on the street with the supermotos.
And this is officially the biggest bike that you've actually ridden. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, on a real ride, yeah, I've ridden like a 250 for 5 minutes, and that's it. I mean, this is full 450 heavy bike, so let's see how it goes. There we go. Woo! Jeez, this thing is big. Wow, it's not as intimidating as I might have thought, though. Definitely you can feel the weight, but the steering's way predictable. I got some rocky riding here to get used to it. And boy, that seat is stiff. Wow, I got all the traction though. Man, it still just blows my mind watching like the motocross and supercross guys just absolutely whip their 450s in the air, and how fast they can make these bikes go while also making them look like they weigh only 100 pounds instead of 250 pounds. It is crazy. I want to get to a spot that I can open it up a little bit. Oh man, that throttle's so manageable. Yeah. Whoa, a bird. What's up, buddy? All right, let's go up to this lookout here. Crazy, you guys. I'm riding a Stark Varg. Wild. Look at that view. Look at this bike. Put her in neutral here. There we go. Put our kickstand down. Yes, we have a kickstand on a motocross bike, because why wouldn't you? Just seems dumb not to. And there we go. Look at that beast. Look where we are.
Okay, now that I'm on the Suron, I can definitively tell you that that Stark Varg is handling all these rocks way better than the suspension on this bike. This feels softer, but you can just plow through whatever on that big bike. It just handles really well. I am lighter and more nimble on this bike. Oh shoot. I decided to just take the hard way. That left over there was the easy way.
Well, Alex just rode right past me and is going up that hill climb. Look at that. Let me get a video of him. Nasty hill climb. I don't know if I want to do that on the Varg. All right, let's go do it. Do I dare take this thing up a nasty climb 3 minutes into riding it? It's not our bike either. I don't want to dump it over. I'm doing it. I'm sending. Oh, this is nasty. Come on. Come on, baby. Oh. Whoa. Crazy view at the top. I forgot how pretty this is.
Oh! He did it!
Victory! Well, it turns out we have a lot of battery. I'm at 69%. We've done 7 miles, 3,000 feet of climbing. Alex is at 71.
Yep.
We're gonna try to make it to the top of that mountain. That's Ben Lomond Peak here in Ogden, Utah. We probably got 12 miles to get there, I think. I think we're probably gonna end in the 35-mile range once we get back to the truck. So we're gonna head that way and see if we can make it.
So I wanted to touch on the power differences between this bike and the Suron. This bike is running a true 80 horsepower, but we're really using like 25 on this trail ride, which is almost more than enough. We only turn it up that high because the throttle and aggression on this bike is not that strong at 25. And on the Suron, we're running about 12 kilowatts. So I don't know, like 10 horsepower or something like that, 10, 15 horsepower, when the Suron has the ability to run about 47 horsepower. For the trails that we like to do, we really never need more than like maybe 15 kilowatts, and that's only in some sections where we like to open it up. Sure, it's fun to build the ultimate Suron and the ultimate bikes for like top speed runs and crazy street rides and stuff like that, but for this type of stuff, you really don't need the power that this bike or the Suron can offer. We get comments every single day, people wondering why we didn't just buy one of these or a bigger bike, why we keep going back to those small light E-motos like the Suron, Talaria, XXX, those kind of bikes. It's just the type of riding people don't really understand, but the type of riding that we do on that is completely different than how this bike rides on the trail. We just need more people to try these lightweight E-motos because they are so easy to maneuver, so easy to ride. They don't take much strain at all because they're so light. We just need more people to get out and ride them and have fun and experience them.
All right, we're going downhill into the canyon and it is getting rocky and technical. Lots of root drops and log drops. We'll see how Alex can manage that big bike with a foot brake that he's not used to. And I'm using a bunch of my thumb regen brakes so I can charge my battery.
Okay, we just came down that mountain up there and I am only at 70%. We'll check how far we've gone when Lance comes down. He's right behind me. I'd say we're riding pretty conservatively, not really on purpose. I'm just riding to the ability that I have to handle this bike because it is heavy. I can definitely ride faster on the Suron, but to only be at 71% is nuts.
All right, I am back on the Stark. I caught up with Alex. I had to stop. I accidentally left my pocket open on my Camelback and I lost all our GoPro batteries and my Apple AirPods. And luckily I was able to turn around and ride slow and I found both the batteries and some ladies found my AirPods on the trail. So I'm all good now and I caught up to Alex. So I don't think we're gonna make it to the top of this trail anymore because I had to turn around and I had to use like 10% of my battery just going back up looking for my stuff. And that was like a critical 10% that we needed. So we'll see how it goes. This thing climbs so easy on the rocky parts. Just so big. Man.
So that's where we came from after doing that whole mountain section and coming over by the start of that lake.
All right, guys, we are at our turnaround point. The Suron is at 36% battery on the 80 volt 45 amp hour. This is at 60% battery. Like I said, that bike did about 4-ish more miles and probably almost 1,000 more feet of climbing to go back and look for my AirPods. Luckily we found them, but we're not gonna make it to the top of this mountain like we were hoping to. That's not the top. The top is actually quite a bit further. But we're gonna go back. We got a bunch of nasty downhill that I'm gonna let Alex ride the Start because I really don't want to. Because I don't foot brake's hard for me. I can't do a foot brake. It's a struggle, man.
Guys,
but I am back on the Suron and we are going down, and already the seat is so much more comfy. The suspension is more comfy. I'm liking it, and it's light and nimble. We have some other big bikes coming to the channel real soon that we're really excited to ride because they're going to have more range than we're used to, and a lot of people really don't use all of their range when they get these upgraded batteries, but we do. We just ride until our bikes are dead every single time. we just ride and ride and ride and ride, and if we had more battery, we would ride further. So that's why, like, that Stark is super impressive to have as much battery as it does right now, because we could ride a lot further.
Yo,
Do you think it's time to get the drone out?
let's do it.
Nice. That part is nasty.
Yo!
You got it. You got it. Dang, he's rocking the Stark. This is really nasty, techie stuff. Doesn't look bad on camera, ever.
Here it comes. Take two. See if you can do better this time. Whoa! Nasty stuff.
If he makes this, I'm gonna be very impressed. Very impressed. Dang. Yeah, buddy.
Whoa! This bike's a lot to handle.
It's a rodeo. Whew, I can smell your tire even. Just with that little bit of slip. All right, time to keep cooking to the top. We gotta get home. We are back on mount number 1, headed back up to the top. I'm at 36% battery still. We were literally just going downhill for the last like 5-ish miles. I'm at 21 miles on my GPS, and we've climbed 6,200 feet of elevation. That's crazy, you guys. We got these big mountains here in Utah. This ride has gotten me really excited for some other big bikes we have coming to the channel that are gonna be not quite what a Stark is as far as weight goes. So they'll be, you know, closer to the 200-pound mark. So heavier than this, but lighter than that, but still have plenty of power and lots of range. And I think that's gonna be a really nice happy medium for a lot of the trail riding that we enjoy doing. You beat up?
Yeah. Like, we need to title this video, we tried motocross suspension on a mountain trail.
Yeah, on a Utah rocky trail. And look, down there, you guys, that's where we just were. So those switchbacks where I was filming the drone, like, that's that. So we were over there on that mountain, and now we went all the way down, and now we're back on this mountain, and now we're going up. And we've climbed 7,300 vertical feet on this ride.
I'm going home to take a nap because I'm getting beat up on this.
We're going home to have some tacos. If you guys are watching this and wanting to buy an E-moto, you should. You should just do it. It is so much fun. If you guys want to know more about the bike, subscribe to this channel. And if you want to purchase one, we do have a couple options available for sale. So check out our website, link in the video description. We can get you all set up, taken care of with a great first E-moto. Oh, those are big rocks. Oh. Let's see what our battery is at the end of this section. All right, we are at the top. We just got to ride over to this ridge and go all the way down to that lake. Okay, what are we at? We are at 18% battery. So I just burned 8% on that climb I just hauled up. Crazy.
All we have from here is down.
Yep. We were over there. We are headed down fast. We'll see you guys back at the trailhead. We're about halfway back down, and I'm trading out Alex on the Stark because he was dying. He said he's just getting beat up so much. We just rode through a bunch of rocky sections, and we've done like 30 miles, so I don't blame him on this super steep motocross suspension. Dang, Alex is finally here.
Well, we did.
Did you have any issues? What took you so long?
I decided to take a break at the top.
After getting beat to death by this?
Yep, I needed a 10, I think.
I was telling him that this, like, It's an amazing bike, you guys. We're not trying to discount Stark here. It's not made for what we put it through today.
Not the suspension.
It's,
like, the bike could be made
yeah, the
for
bike,
that, but it's
yeah.
not set up.
It's an amazing bike. It gave us no issues apart from the suspension set for like a 225-pound professional motocross racer. And we weigh 180 on the roughest, rockiest trail in Utah. So that's just, I mean, it's what do you expect? But we're at 40% battery left, and we did 30 miles and 8,000 vertical feet of climbing. That is pretty freaking impressive. That is great range. All right, guys, we're about to wrap up this video. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. And if you're interested in purchasing an E-moto or any parts, check out our online store, tbelectricmoto.com. Link in the video description. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next video. See ya.